Today I'm going to share a very beautiful story of a noble man called Waraqa and how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam started getting revelation of Islam. So the two things are connected in a beautiful way, and today I'm going to describe it all to you. So this is narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha that the divine revelation to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was started in the form of good dreams. He always had good dreams which came true like bright daylight. Subhanallah. Let's start. He started to seclude himself from all the worldly matters. So in today's era, we would call this me time. So he started to love spending his me time, his quality time in the Cave of Hira, where he used to worship Allah alone, but he just used to go there, seclude himself from all the worldly things, and he used to worship just inside the Cave of Hira. This went on for many days. Some days he used to take food with him and then come back to his wife Khadija radiallahu anha to take his food again, go back again. Back and forth, he used to do that for many days. However, one day, the truth descended upon him while he was in the Cave of Hira. The Angel Jibreel alayhi salam came to him and asked him to read. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got so scared, he replied, "I do not know how to read." Jibreel alayhi salam caught him forcefully and pressed him so hard that he could not bear it anymore. He then released him and asked him again to read. The Prophet ﷺ replied, "I do not know how to read." Thereupon, the angel caught him again and pressed him a second time till he could not bear it anymore. He then released him and again asked the Prophet ﷺ to read. The Prophet again replied, "I do not know how to read." Jibreel alayhi salam caught him for the third time and pressed him and then released him and said, "Read! Iqra! Bismi rabbikal ladhi khalaq. Khalaqal insana min alaq. Iqra wa rabbukal akram." These verses are written in Surah Al-Alaq. Means read in the name of your Lord who has created men from a clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. After the first revelation, Prophet ﷺ was completely frightened. His heart was beating severely. He rushed home to tell Khadija radiallahu anha and said, "Cover me, cover me." She covered him till his fear was over, and after that, he told her everything that had happened and said, "I fear that something may happen to me." Khadija radiallahu anha replied, "Never. Allah will never disgrace you. You keep good relations with your relatives, you help the poor and needy, you serve your guests generously." She then took the Prophet ﷺ to her cousin Waraqa. Waraqa was a Christian. He used to write from the Gospel in Hebrew, so all that he learned about Christianity, he wrote it in Hebrew. He was a noble Christian priest, literate, knowledgeable, and very well educated at that time. He could read and write Arabic, but reading and writing in Hebrew was something big. He wrote as much as Allah wished him to write. He then became an old man and has lost his eyesight. So he was around 90 years old and blind when Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came to see him. Now let me tell you a little background on Waraqa. Waraqa was a monotheist. He believed in one God and was on the religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He then embraced Christianity and spent majority of his life in Asham, learning about the religion Christianity with other Christian priests and monks. He knew about the arriving of the last messenger, and he had prepared himself for such revelation because he was learning so much about Christianity. He knew that what the gospel included, what the Bible had included about the last messenger coming. So Waraqa ibn Nawfal ibn Asad was the first cousin of Khadija radiallahu anha. He was a noble man, lived his life in a simple manner. He was very well educated. He was a Christian priest. He was a dream interpreter. Many people looked up to him. Arabs went to him to get their dreams interpreted. When Khadija radiallahu anha was a young girl, she had a dream that the sun is descending in her home. She tells Waraqa about her dream, and he says that it might be that you will marry a very noble man or a prophet. He tells her that there is a special marriage written in your nasib, which is destiny, and the sun is coming in your home could mean in the form of a spouse, either a very noble man, a prophet, something like that. So Khadija radiallahu anha takes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Waraqa. She says to Waraqa, listen to the story of your nephew, O my cousin. Waraqa asked, O my nephew, what have you seen? So he straightway says, what have you seen? Because he kind of knows what's coming to him. So Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam described whatever he had seen. Waraqa was not at all surprised. He had it coming. He was a dream interpreter, concise, studied all his life. He replied, this is the same one who keeps secrets, referring to Jibreel alayhi salam, whom Allah had sent to Musa alayhi salam. Now, why did he not say Isa alayhi salam, since he's a Christian? Because the way Jibreel alayhi salam came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the same way Jibreel came to Musa alayhi salam. Waraqa actually confirms to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that you are the Nabi, you are the Prophet of this people, and I wish I was young. I could live up to the time when your people would turn you out. Subhanallah. He is 90 years old, blind man, didn't get married, learned Hebrew, learned Christianity, tried following the ways of the prophets that came before, and the man who he knew and treated him like his nephew is actually the one. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam immediately asked, are my people going to run me out? Waraqa replied, yes. Any man who came with something similar to what you have brought is treated like an enemy. And if I should remain alive till the day when your people disgrace you and go against you, then I would strongly support you. And Aisha radiallahu anha says he died after a few days and the divine revelation was also paused. Now this is really, really beautiful. Waraqa asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for strength. The strength to be young again in order to support the Prophet strongly. He was the first man to believe in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's a believer, a mu'min. This is something very special because now we know the importance and how special Waraqa is in Islam. He was the first man to believe in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's a believer, a mu'min, but we can't say that he is a Sahabi. He witnessed who Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was. He calmed him down, but he didn't see the message of the Prophet because the Prophet was not yet told to call people to Islam. So therefore Waraqa was not a Sahabi because he technically didn't join the Ummah of the Prophet. But he holds a very special place because he calmed Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam down and he confirmed that, hey, listen, don't be scared. This is Jibreel alayhi salam the angel of Allah who came and told you about your prophethood, and now you need to calm down, and people are going to turn you out, and if I'm alive, then I'm going to strongly support you on this matter. In an authentic hadith, Khadija radiallahu anha asks the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, he confirmed, he believed, he confirmed who you were, and he believed in you. He died before you were made public. So what sin did this man commit? What would happen to him? Because he was not a Muslim, he had converted into a Christian. So Khadija radiallahu anha was worried on what will happen to him. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Ya Khadija, I saw Waraqa in my sleep, and he was wearing these white clothes and garments. If he was to be from the people of hellfire, then I would have not seen him in that state. He looked absolutely fine. He looked beautiful. He looked assured. Subhanallah. What a beautiful story of Waraqa, and what a beautiful connection Waraqa shares with the whole revelation to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah guide us and help us to seek even more knowledge on our beautiful religion, Islam, and make us knowledgeable on more people that we, including me, especially me, that did not even know that existed. Subhanallah, what a beautiful story it was.